Hello, Replay viewer. Thank you for connecting. I am Ami, broadcasting from Far East Japan. I have a second week starting Monday here in Far East Japan. So this is a regular personal power reminder using the reliable information, which is I am choosing this Mind Body Makeover Cards deck provided by Dr. Mona Lisa Schultz. She's a neuropsychiatrist, scientist, MD, and medical intuitive. So if you're interested about her work, it's amazing work, and she provides the reading, medical intuitive reading over the internet through radio shows. So check her work out at drmonalisa.com or check her on Dr. Mona Lisa on Facebook, also Instagram, I think, and then you will find that she does the weekly show and provide audience listeners for medical intuitive reading. That's fascinating. So this is one of her work that from back in 2003, 4, 5, somewhere around there, and idea about when we change the way of thinking and we change our physical body as well as the body and mind is connected, so choosing for healthy alignment consciously to enhancing our betterment. And at the same time, we can scan our own default way of thinking to particular way we experience in everyday life to learn about more about ourselves using the personal. Hi Mel, happy Monday. To take a moment and scan your own default way, how you perceive, how you digest, and how you respond to that particular way, and learn about the healthy way, also unhealthy way, so then we can check on where we are and to choose for ideal way to think to enhance the health or improve the health or strengthen the healthy mind muscle. That's what we are doing here every Monday in Far East Pacific time. Far East Pacific time. I think the Pacific time is the US Pacific time, but well, the Pacific coast is also, we are connected, right? The Mel is located in southern Hampshire, but we are also Pacificans, right? So the connection is the Pacific Ocean, Pacificans. So the Monday now time evening for Far East Japan and Australia, and really late in the States and Canada. So night owls can join as a live or join in as a replay. So that's what we are doing every Monday to start the new week by reminding. So then it can help to enhancing the good vibes, building, strengthening little by little. Okay. So here is the I realized that the month of August, this month, is Monday started with the 1st. Then entire week, so it's like clearly like a calendar day feel starting with Monday. If you are starting the week with Monday, some are Sunday, but I do start Monday as in a week. So it's quite fascinating. It's the second week of the month, and then already a week went by. And I remember as in last week, we are encouraged to connect to us self-esteem, healthy self-esteem, as an collective, I suppose. So let's see how this week we can pay attention to for Betain is here. So this is the reminder of the second week of August. Living in society. Living in society. Gee, this is like so timely for me. Seventh energy center, which is the crown chakra, color purple. It's about the consciousness. It's the life birth, cosmic energy, higher self, if you want to use that terminology, and divine. So that's what the energy center, in conjunction with the society, living in society. That's one of the important aspects of our life, because we cannot live by ourselves in the forest. So we got to be part of the society. In conjunction with the life path. So here's the healthy thought as our reminder. Every phase in life brings its own unique joy and sense of purpose. Every phase in life brings its own unique joy and sense of purpose. That's the healthy thought. The unhealthy thought is, now that my children are grown, I don't know what to do with my life. Now that my children are grown, I don't know what to do with my life. So if you have a children, the adult children or grown-ups, and maybe you can relate to that feeling. Or if you are with no children, and then something that you already created, gave birth to, if it's the business or some sort of a community, or that taking care long enough, and it feels like it has its own life already. So that our intention or the necessity of the way to emphasize our energy towards that must be updated coming into the next phase. And this is like what I notice my own patterns, that it's very difficult to admit that it's already reached that particular cycle or grown-ups, the levels or the stage. Especially we are the creator of that, and even it's got its own, and then we got to let go, or the new way to connect, but somewhat it's just a repeating old record on and on and on and on and on and on. And then we feel like a change in it because we are growing also, the way we connect. Of course, that every moment is the new moment. So it's like we can connect as in a fresh eye, with a fresh eye, continuously. But at the end of the day, it feels like, okay, already reached the cycle. And sometimes it's very comfortable to repeat the predictable pattern. That gives us a safetyness. And then also, the second time we notice the new thing, and that's more juice out of that relatedness and connections and everything. But at some level, we must change the way to connect to what already grown up, already matured in that relationship, I think. And then in case of me, it's very difficult to notice in it and repeat it. And then people around me surprise me, like, what? You already done that? And then, coming back to the 0 point and then studying again and again. When I was in the corporation and then with the team, to managing some creation from the scratch, right? And then almost finish the schematic design and then getting into the next phase, and then I'm go like, hey, let's do this. That seems like going back to 0 point. And then people going like, what? We already concluded that phase, Ami. Let's move on. It feels like securing sureness to be too sensitive about is everything okay. It was like maybe the controlling issue a little bit. That is encouraged me to look back and then check and check and check. And then I realized that when every time looking back and come back here, almost going to the next stage and then never gonna go move forward. So it's like a moving forward. Let's move forward. Forward moving, not backward. Sometimes it's going back and review, plan to see and review, but somewhat we got to move forward. And then question, my own quest came to the what's the move forward? The forward or backward. We always here, right? It's always here. And then what's the backward and forward? Those are we have to constantly remind. Yeah. And then it actually it's good to repeat and get the lessons deeply and to grow and move on with that real muscle can be built if you repeat it on and on and on. But what is building the muscle for? To move forward. Well, so then it came to me is that forward, backward is always like here. So, and then here to raise it up, and then spirit is growing. The view is becoming, the spirit is becoming taller. So the view must be more bolder. And then from there, we can create more comfortable view or like a challenging view to see the new view. Even feels like repeating the same thing. So it's like in case of me to make sense, forwarding, kind of resisting, and then to going up raise the level to see. So in order to see the higher point of view, and then sometimes we got to let go of that things that we are so carry with it. And maybe you need to dedicate some things or to let go completely, allow that to be a lighter self, to move on, moving forward, move on a little up, and then realize the path could be not to go straight as a yellow brick road. So image is the life path. For me, is like going that way, right? It's sometimes a detour, and then at some level, like moving forward is resisting, and then we are always here now in this physical body, and then creating experience in life from the back of our eyeballs, observing, experiencing a time-space point with this physical body, breathing in, being part of the universe, right? And then, so perhaps the path could be like coiling up like this way, spiral up, just like Kundalini symbols, like snake going up the spirals. And then that actually made sense, that to becoming taller, spirit is becoming taller. We are always here, but always different view, and then always different excitement, things to learn. But that doesn't mean that staying at the same point, but it's changing the level. So that's how I resonated when I felt resistance to move forward and backward, and it feels always like that way. And then change the way to take a look, another dimension, to raising up the point of view. So that's one way if you feel some kind of resonance to your perception towards moving forward and backward. Again, the healthy thought is living in society. Every phase in life brings its own unique joy and sense of purpose. Now that my children are grown, I don't know what to do with my life. So let's check what Dr. Mona Lisa needs to add on this. Living in society, 7th Energy Center, 74. Okay. The world is constantly changing. What brings us joy and fulfillment during one time in our lives becomes boring and tiring later on. Our intentions and goals change at every life stage. But sometimes it's hard to let go of what in the past was so fulfilling. I'm like that. I'm the last person to leave the party actually. And then mostly became a good friend with the similar nature, like hanging out long hours after the party's over, and then few remaining and we became a good friends. That type of nature. I think it's the default. And then I feel like it carried over from my dad. Okay. So, one of the most common themes in women is going through the empty nest syndrome from her 20s to her 40s. The woman's life, joy, sense of purpose come from being nurturing and having children. As soon as the children become a teenager, the woman begins to experience an inner restlessness, malaise, and sadness. When her last child leaves the whole house to go to college, her mood plummets and her life seems divided of purpose. It's at the point that she needs to allow herself to feel that less and grieve fully. Feel the loss and grieve fully. And then move gracefully into the next phase of her life. Every time in our lives brings its own unique sense of joy and purpose. Yeah, indeed, that is literally it happens. And then I think the woman in that age, like a children, is leaving, and then we are into the change of the body too. The hormonal changes, and then our feminine system is changing. So it's very changing point as a woman, human being in the feminine body. So it's easy to get disrupted and emotionally wavy. So it's good to take care of our ourselves first in order to serve others, like oxygen mask first in order